You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
Testing. What is happening? What's wrong with the sound? Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you guys can hear me now. It says sounds coming through, but let me know if you guys can hear me. All right, cool. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. My apologies, but welcome to Chicago Bulls Central. And we back. Ricky Fontaine is coming in as a guest today, so we'll have him come on here shortly. But thank you for tuning in to Chicago Bulls Central outside of the audio issues and things like that. But we're glad to be back in full gear today. We'll be talking about Brian Windhorst's comments on Zach LaVine. We'll also be talking about the NBA draft. Ricky got some hot takes when it comes to the NBA draft. But the thing that I'm going to throw to you guys, and while we're waiting on Ricky to hop on, is I want to hear from you guys. How different do you think this Bulls team would look if the Bulls had hired Ime Udoka instead of Billy Donovan? I want to hear from you guys on that one. How would you guys feel about that? If that, how do you think the Bulls will look different? Me and Ricky will talk about it in detail. But that's something I wanted to throw at you guys right away. Is how you guys would. What's up, Jamal? Jamal's in the building. Yeah, we had some sound issues initially. Like whoever comes and watches this after the live is over with is going to be confused as hell because I had a whole damn rant to start the show, a whole rant to start the show. But yeah. I'm glad you guys are here. 50 y'all in the live stream on a random Thursday. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and go to some of these comments. Let's see what we got. Knowledge untapped, untamed. Sorry, LaVine has to do this tour so Chicago can use his space to make moves for say Ayton. But no, because no, that's wrong. Let me tell you why that's wrong. That doesn't eliminate any space. There's a thing called cap holds. So until Zach LaVine would have to sign somewhere else, or they'd have to renounce his rights to get any type of cap relief. The Bulls have no cap space. Now, if LaVine does leave and they don't re-sign anybody, they'll have $16 million in cap space, but they would have to renounce his rights, meaning that if he goes on tour, the Bulls can't re-sign him because they can't use bird rights at that point. So no, Zach LaVine going on tour does not help them sign any free agents at all. They'll still only have their exceptions, their mid-level exception, the trade exception, and they'll only have veteran minimum deals, and they can of course trade players. But no, you're wrong on that one. Knowledge untamed completely. Him going there does not at all help with any type of deals at all. And they're not trading Vooch. AK very much so talked about maintaining continuity with this team in that starting lineup. They're not going to be trading Vooch, no matter how much some Bulls fans would like to hear that. It's not happening. So no, sorry, Knowledge Untamed. You're kind of off track there. I understand where you were getting at, but it's not. That's just not factual. It's not going to work that way. Let's see what we got. Hey, I always knew that Zach LaVine will stay in Chicago with the Chicago Bulls, and I believe that he will get the. Oh yeah, he's getting the maximum. No matter where he goes, he's getting the maximum version of wherever he goes. If he goes with another team, he's going to get that version of the max because they can only offer him. I think it's $55 million less. So I think it's a 4-year deal at $157 million. He's going to get that. If he stays here, he's going to get that. That's all it is. So that's what's going to happen. A meet in the building. What's going on, bro? I'm glad that you are here. Thank you so much for listen. You're becoming one of my favorites around here very, very quickly. So yeah. Julia, correction, Hayes and chat. What's going on? Jules back in the building after a long absence. First of all, stop going absent at MIA. We're gonna start firing you when you go MIA. We got Ricky Fontaine is in the building finally. Y'all know Ricky don't like to show his face because he's ugly, and that's why Ricky is not on. Oh wait, is he gonna make me a liar? We got Ricky Fontaine. Oh, and he's gone. Just like that. Ricky's gone. So we'll see what happens with Ricky. If he comes back, we'll see what's going on. Let's see what we got here. Yo, so happy you did. Musa Diabate. Yes, I love him for us. Listen, I love Musa is probably EJ Liddell. Well, it's Mark Williams, but I don't think he's gonna fall to us. Then EJ Liddell, and then Musa Diabate is probably my third right behind that because I love his game. I watched about an hour worth of tape on him. And when one sitting, and then I watched some other videos too, and I really do love his game. I love what he can bring right now, and I love his game for the future. I love Musa Diabate. Yeah, definitely. I had to cover him. I think we would have been the same because the core was new. The Celtics, yes. I mean, there's some conversation to be had either way, right? Like, is Ime Udoka a better coach overall, or did he just walk into a better situation? There's some argument for that either way. Like, I would have loved to have Ime. Like I've said before, whenever we move on from Billy Donovan, because I don't think Billy Donovan's going to sign an extension here once his contract's up. Anyway, that's my personal opinion. But I will say that once he's gone, I want to see the Bulls do what the Celtics did with Ime Udoka. I don't want to see them go after another big name. I want to see them to get and build the next big name coach. That's what I want to see them do. So I would have loved had Udoka been the pick, but he wasn't. And that's kind of my opinion on it. Austin in the building, another one of my favorites, a fairly new one here. What up, y'all? Who y'all got tonight? Listen, I think the Warriors are winning in 5 or 6, right? 6. I think the Celtics can make it very competitive 6 games, right? And I mean, in those games being competitive, but I don't know. The Warriors are just on another level, man. They are just on another level. I thought about doing a live stream after the NBA Finals, but I've been up since like 4 o'clock this morning. I'm telling y'all right now, if I try to do a live stream after the game, considering it's a West Coast game, I would literally be drifting off sleep mid-sentence, and then y'all have all types of fun to make on me with me drooling on a live stream. So I hear the Charlotte Hornets. Who do you hear from? What sources you got, Shay? You mean you read that somewhere? Come on, brother. Come on. We too old for this. I hear that. Yeah, ain't nobody telling you nothing. You read it on the same article. We all got access. Got to throw some fun in Shay's way. I hear the Charlotte Hornets out looking for a center in the draft, and I think they may pick before us, so I can see Mark Williams not being available when it's our time. But yeah, that's something that I said in my draft analysis of Mark Williams. I think he falls to us if he gets past Charlotte. I don't see him getting past Charlotte. So yeah, I definitely think he's going to be Charlotte's pick there. Or New York may pick him earlier at 11 because he can be a built-in replacement for Mitchell Robinson. At that point, they can let Mitchell Robinson go, no fuss, no frills, and have Mark Williams there ready to step in for his position, being younger, giving a lot of the same things with a higher offensive ceiling. So the Knicks may also take a look at Mark Williams as well. McCoy Music says both defensive-minded coaches wouldn't change the season results too much due to the injuries, but I would give the edge to Udoka because I believe him being able to relate to modern play. That is a great point, McCoy Music. That's something that I didn't even think about. As far as relating to the players, I definitely agree with you there. First of all, I can't pass Tim Brazil, my brother there. He says a little late, but Noti Boy is still in the building. You already know what it is. You know I love you guys, man. I appreciate the love you show me all the time. Why is Vooch so polarizing? Got half the fan base thinking the Bulls are at their best when the offenses ran through him, and the other half think he's bad or maybe even worse than C. Yeah, he's not worse than C. Anybody who they're completely fear-mongering and they're living in their PTSD. He's not worse than Vooch at all, not even by a little bit, not by a stretch of the imagination. And as far as running the offense through Vooch, I don't think that you necessarily need to run the offense through Vooch, but I do think that the Bulls offense was more effective when he was working inside and inside out. Now, one of the things that did hurt as well, and that's not on Vooch, is that there are a lot of times he was cooking in the first half of games, down low, playing in the post, and then Billy Donovan just did not go to him in the post in the second half. So we got to really take a look at that. Do you think it would be worth packaging Coby White with the 18th to get a higher pick? It really depends. If the Bulls see Mark Williams like I see Mark Williams, they may, and who knows if Charlotte would take it. Charlotte has the 13th and the 15th. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe they say, hey, Charlotte, we'll give you this 18th and Coby. You guys need another scorer off the bench. can we get that 13th pick from you? And then Charlotte may look at that and say, hey, there's enough big men talent down here that we probably can still get a heck of a prospect at big man, and we're taking care of scoring off the bench. They may very well look at that. So we'll see. I doubt it though. I don't think if they move Coby, I think it's going to be by the way that they've done their workouts. I think that they're looking to acquire another pick. I would not be surprised if the Bulls trade Coby for maybe a 25th pick. I don't know who picks around there, so I'm just throwing it out. And then get somebody like a Kai Soto, who's projected to go in the second round, but has tons of upside and potential. That could be something as well. Knowledge untamed. So yes, we would have to. It's renounced his bird rights. No shit, but he's a straight up free agent. That's kind of fucked up. Yes. So the way that the way that the NBA cap works is that until it like free agents have what's called a cap hold. That's basically a built-in allotment of saying, hey, this is probably what this player is going to make. And then until that player either signs with another team or you renounce those rights, because that's the bird rights. That's what allows you to go over the cap to re-sign them. So that's part of that bird rights, because technically we don't have cap space. So technically Zach LaVine's what $33.5 million max contract, we can't afford according to the cap. But because we have bird rights, it allows us to go over the cap to re-sign him. To maintain those bird rights, you have to retain those rights. That's what it is. That's what the bird rights are. So you would have to renounce those to transfer that into true cap space. So, oh damn, Ricky said it was a thunderstorm that got my internet acting funny. Damn, brother, I'm sorry. All right, so we may have to move Ricky Fontaine's guest appearance till next week, as you guys know. And I was going to use this as a time to announce it. So me and Ricky Fontaine are having our own podcast starting. It's going to be a lot of Bulls talk. It's going to be some general NBA talk. Ricky Fontaine, listen, you want to know, Ricky Fontaine should start his own college basketball podcast, because me and him talk about prospects all the time. That man's college basketball knowledge is ridiculous. So we'll talk about a lot that is going to actually be, you would have to be a member or sign up on Patreon to get those extra episodes. But we're not going to like hit you over the head. I don't like really hiding things behind paywalls. But we'll work out the price at some point. But be looking out if you want extra content, and you guys have heard me and Ricky and how we talk to each other. It's literally jokes and talking shit to each other most of the time. So if you want comedy and a lot of intelligent basketball talk, be on the lookout for that when we announce that. So there you go. Let's see. Vooch is going to be good next season. Hayes, he knows he got to step it up. Well, keep in mind, like, and this is the thing, when Stacey, by the way, Stacey King's coming on Chicago Bulls Central, and one of the topics that I do have for him is that he always talks about how he had to play a completely different role when he came to the Bulls from college. And I'm going to use that to segue into the Vooch conversation, so we'll be on the lookout for that. Joker in the building says Ime and LaVine might have butted heads, I believe, because of his lack of attention to detail and defense, along with Vooch. No, come on, man, that's sensationalism. But he would definitely have probably gotten them together on defense for sure. Let's see what we got. Again, Knowledge Untamed says, so adding Joe Ingles and drafting a defensive big is our best bet at getting better. Joe Ingles, guy spreads the floor 6'8", so he can sub in and around. Well, we'll see, because it depends on who they draft. There's a lot of big men who bring the defensive intensity that the Bulls need right now. Now, if they do that, they still may bring in a veteran just for that, in case the rookie doesn't gets in foul trouble, things like that. We'll really see what they end up doing. Because this draft, they can go a lot of ways. They can just go overall best available, regardless of position. They can go for a scorer off the bench to be that true scorer that Coby White isn't. Well, let me not say he isn't, but he hasn't been consistent for the Chicago Bulls. They can go for need and trying to get a big man. There's a lot of different routes that the Chicago Bulls could go. But we'll see. There's a lot of different routes that they can go, though. Amit says, I think we need another good point guard, but we're gonna be way better next season for sure. I think that they go off guard, right? I think that they go a guard that can probably play some point, but really, if you look at the point's pretty much taken care of. If Caruso's healthy, Io, Lonzo Ball, we got our point guards taken care of. It's really that they'll probably look for a 2-3, because I do expect Javonte to play a lot of minutes at backup 3, but somebody who can be, I think whatever they do with bench and even in the draft, they're going to look for players who can play multiple positions, not just slot in, but can literally be great at multiple positions. If you look at a lot of the draft players that I've covered already that I've been very high on, it's been players that can play multiple positions, because that's what I think they're going to look at when you're filling out a bench. If you can have players that cover multiple positions, that's a great bench. So Let's see what else we got. If I skip some of your comments, I'm just trying to go to different people, so don't take it personally, please. I'm just trying to let everyone get a chance to get in there. I believe the Chicago Bulls go deep into the playoffs next season, or I see Billy Donovan resigning for 2 more seasons. The Bulls signed him for a reason. Yeah, I mean, listen, it made sense when the Bulls signed Billy Donovan. And, hearing now that Ime Udoka, he probably would have been the pick. Remember, Billy Donovan became available when almost nobody thought that Billy Donovan would become available. And looking at what AK and Eversley were doing, they were coming in, they wanted a coach that could help evaluate the talent. So they knew if they had to trade Wendell, they knew they had to trade other players and things. So it made sense to go to a Billy Donovan rather than a young upstart coach. I think if the Bulls had been a playoff team, if AK and Eversley took over a team that had made the playoffs, but just, couldn't get over the hump of getting out the first round or something, may have been the pick there. And he probably would have been the pick had Billy Donovan not become available as well. Let's see. JPEG says no more ISO ball coming to Cedar. Better defense on pick and roll, shooters off the bench. There's still going to be some ISO ball. As long as you have DeMar DeRozan on your team, you're going to have some ISO ball. You're going to have some ISO ball with Zach LaVine too. The key thing is, and the thing that caused this Bulls team to completely slow down at times, players were not moving without the ball. That's why a lot of the players in the draft too that I do like move without the ball. I think they're going to bring in players that do that as well. It's a couple. It's not anybody who blames it on just ISO ball. I think focused in on that. And I'm not saying that ISO ball wasn't a problem, but it wasn't the only problem at all. There were more problems than just ISO ball. So, and I could take off these headphones since Ricky isn't joining us today. I could take off the headphones. I only brought those on so he can come in. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Matt Campbell says Bulls draft pick is in a weird spot talent wise. Feels like we're in between tiers of talent. Not really. It's a lot of players right now. There's players that can have a skill that can give you something right now, and there's players that are more potential based. There's players like EJ Liddell who will be around there who may not project to be a starter in the NBA, but they're going to be a hell of a player. Like EJ Liddell is just a basketball player. There's a lot of talent around where the Bulls are picking right now. A lot of talent where they're picking right now. Ricky's calling me for some reason. I have no idea why he would be calling me knowing I'm live streaming. Hold on. What you want, ugly?
Shut the fuck up.
Make me, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck your ass up when I see you. What's up, bro?
Yo, the Gunner's doing crazy. Do the call-in thing.
I would have to move over to the other side of the studio. I'm not even this side. I can't do the calling thing.
Man, shut up, man.
Hey, listen, don't get mad at me because you ugly, bro. Don't do that, man.
See,
Don't.
Yeah, I'm mad at my daddy. But,
okay. Well, that too.
Yo, try to send a link through Twitter because it's acting a little different on
I mean, it's still gonna be the same thing once you connect, bro. But I'll send it. But it's okay, man. Go ahead and go get your dreads pulled on. I know that's really what you wanted to do with your evening anyway, bro.
I really do. Yes.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, as you can see, me and Ricky talk mad shit to each other. But anyway, let's move back in. Young Black in the building. I don't think I've seen you since the season ended, brother. What's going on? I believe Coby White is going to stay in Chicago. He showed his worth and had a breakout. What? Wait, where's that? Where was a breakout season? He did not have a breakout season. If anything, it was worse than his second season. I don't agree with that. In chat, let me know if you guys think I'm wrong. But a breakout season? Where did he have a break? He had a breakout month. The month of February and January for that. I guess I see where you're going with that, in fairness, because he had a nice 2-month stretch. January and February probably his 2 best months of his NBA career. But over the course of the season, I wouldn't necessarily call that a breakout season, brother. But yeah, that's just my opinion. You hear about Nikola Mirotic winning the EuroLeague MVP? Yeah, and it honestly doesn't surprise me. Nikola Mirotic was a player that he put it together at times. He just wasn't consistent. I think you got to keep in mind in EuroLeague, they play a lot less games. They get more space between games. Some players just aren't built for the NBA grind. And maybe Nikola Mirotic was not one of those players who could do that. And that's perfectly fine. He is over there where he needs to be right now. Now, somebody asked before, would I see him getting into the NBA again? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Ricky, send me, because you changed your username. It's not Ricky Fontaine on Twitter. I can't find you off the top of my head because I don't remember. Hayes getting Stacey on CBC. Big things popping, little shit stopping. Hey, man, listen, I be moving. Bullshit trade Coby White and TBJ in the 3-team trade for LeBron, KD, AD, Kyrie, and 89 MJ. Then we'll be all set. Hey, that's what some Bulls fans will have you think that is possible. Alana, wait a second. Alana's in the building. Hey, Alana, how was basic? I'm glad to see that you're back. What's going on, Alana? Glad to see you here. Hopefully you're good. Hopefully you're good. Raymond. It's probably Raymond, but I just wanted to be extra off topic. But I'm really excited to see Io's development after this season. Oh, yes. I am super. How Io comes out the gate is going to be, I think it's going to be bananas. So Amit says, yeah, right. Lonzo is a concern right now. I mean, the fact that we still don't have an update on Lonzo's knee, like I know LeVar said the thing, like it's just weird. It's really weird. It's really, really strange. What's good, Hayes? What's going on, MC season? Jamal, Hayes didn't read my comment. I took that seriously. I mean, personally, that's funny. Here we go with Knowledge Untamed again. One amazing thing about our squad and the power forward center right now is Marco. 6'10", has a good three, pushes the ball like Ben Simmons. Cool coach. He can drive and yam, post up some, but his passing from the post, top five. No, he's not a top five talent. We got it. He has a great skill set. He has to put that together on the NBA level. And part of that, listen, he got dunked on. Shout out to Pat, the designer, who said it too. Every game he got in this season, he got dunked on. So he needs to bulk up. And by bulking up, some of that skill may have to change some for him to play on the NBA level. I've always said Marco does have an elite skill set. There's not very many people at his size that have that type of skill set. But having a great, like not Marko Simonovic, Nico Mirotic had a great skill set. But we saw that it didn't necessarily always come to fruition. So it has to be seen. He has to show that he can do it on the NBA level. And we'll see with that. Shy Bulls podcast, aka the Cognac Boys. You talk Walker. Yes, have a whole video on Walker Kessler. He would be almost excellent. The only thing with Walker Kessler that I would like, defensively, he comes in, he gives you everything you need defensively. He excels at offensive rebounding, which is something that the Bulls need a lot of, is offensive rebounding. He's a great defensive rebounder as well. The shot blocking, of course, the pick and roll offense, the pick and roll defense. It's just, he may get exposed in certain ways, but as a backup center, you can be very, very, you can go a lot worse than Walker Kessler as a backup center. Let's see what else we got. Yes, congratulations to Alana too, by the way. Brian, the tryhard in the building. He says, sup, Hayes, what's going on, fam? Breakout season, this goofy. Listen, like I said, looking at it objectively, I can see maybe where he got that from, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Brendan L. Jet says, if staying healthy for most of the season is called a breakout year, I guess. That's funny. Listen, I knew y'all were going to kill Kobe. I know the moment he said that y'all were going to kill him. But it kind of is what it is there. Let's see. Timbers, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like, keep in mind, all the Bulls, where we had an issue as a team, but Kobe showed up in big games and close games for the Chicago Bulls. And defensively, that 9-game winning streak, 4 of those games we don't win if Kobe didn't show up defensively in key stretches for the Chicago Bulls. But he has a lot of upside still. But I just don't know if that's going to be realized on the Chicago Bulls. What's good, Steve-O? What's up, brother? So this must be Bobby from the Cognac Boys. Shout out to my fellow military members. You guys know I'm from a military family. Both my parents served. Most of my family served, really, when you think about it. I have a bunch of uncles that served. But yeah, shout out to the military family in here. Booby says, salute, Hayes. What's going on, man? Where's Gio? Gio ain't in the building. Booby says, loving the draft. Listen, I put a lot of work into those draft videos, a lot of work into those. And I think like seeing other platforms, and I'm not going to mention any names, do draft videos now, it's like, I think I may have done it too much. Like I may have done too much because like I'm seeing like companies that have way more money than me to put into production doing these draft videos and literally just them sitting and talking, oh, well, Kessler Walker, I'm cutting. Like I don't usually do like during the season and game recaps. I didn't do highlights. I didn't do replays. I didn't do any of that typically. So I'm doing all this on this and I'm like, hey, am I doing too much? But hey, that's me. That's me. It is what it is. It's been a joy though, honestly. What's going on, Hayes? By the way, as leader of the Brandon delegation, we do not claim Brandon Katz as one of ours. Petty was in full force yesterday. Oh, I killed that man in the Windy City Breeze chat. Killed him. I had to. First of all, this man's name is Home Alone. Okay. Says Christian Wood told me he's coming to Chicago. Well, I mean, hey, listen, he's not a free agent, so we'll see about that. We'll see. And the Bulls may very well draft a big and not need a Christian Wood, especially at the money he's getting paid. But we'll see. We'll see. Knowledge Untamed. Listen, bro, you have to stop these narratives. They're not. It's not happening. LaVine isn't going. DeMar isn't going. No, Patrick Williams is going to be the starting power forward until DeMar DeRozan is no longer a Chicago Bull. Period. That's just what's going to happen. Anybody that they look to bring in is coming off the bench. Alana says, do y'all hear that supposedly Lonzo Ball's knee isn't healing well? I don't know if that's, oh no, we've talked about that very, very much, Alana, and it's definitely concerning. It's definitely concerning. I don't mind a player getting, first of all, the bounce of the ball. I don't mind a player getting dunked on. His shot blocking will improve. Most players will make a business decision and bail out. The fact that he don't care about that is no, that's not a positive. If you look at not just hearing somebody got dunked on, you can try to twist that anyway. If you saw him the way he was getting dunked on, it was not that. You can't pull no positive out of it. They were literally looking at him like my 8-year-old kid was out there trying to guard him because the dude just doesn't have the upper body strength and he's too skinny. There's nothing positive to pull from that. Nothing. Frenchie in the building. What's going on, brother? Man's name was Katz. That's funny. That's funny. CJ the Truth, what's going on, brother? Thank you for showing up. F that Hayes draft breakdowns are 5-star. I appreciate it. Listen, I really do appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. And I'm glad that one thing that I am glad that this has allowed me to do is that looking at like other platforms and stuff, the way that they like all the bullshit ass off-season content. I'm glad that I'm able to say I haven't delivered one bullshit ass off-season piece of content yet, and I've still been delivering my daily episodes. There was a while there at the first when the season ended where I think I went down to 3 episodes a week, then I went back up to 4 episodes a week, and now I'm back. Last week I released an episode every single day of the week, all 7 days, and not one was filler content. Now I did make fun of some people like Kofi Coburn, which I'm still. It's so funny because there's somebody who's literally watching that video all day because the moment anybody leaves a comment like, oh, Kofi ain't going to be that bad, I'm talking about within seconds, somebody needs some help. It's one of y'all. Some of y'all need some help. Prodigy 1983 says, greetings from Berlin, Germany. Hayes, I hope Zach will sign soon and end the rumors. First of all, shout out to you in Germany. Grew up Mannheim, Germany. So I know Germany very, very well. So shout out to you there. But yeah, I hope he's going to be wined and dined. So we're looking at probably, I would say, just realistically, the teams that he's probably going to interview with, I'd say we're probably going to go about 4 days into free agency before we truly hear something from Zach, unless teams are coming to him. Now, if teams are coming to him, kind of like with the LeBron, even though he's one of the best free agents this season, I don't know if teams are going to just completely, maybe they do it over the phone, but we'll see. But he's going to listen to other teams' offers for sure. Amit says, Hayes, you got a personal Instagram. Yeah, my handle is the same place everywhere. And CEO Hayes at everything. That used to be when I first started podcasting. That was like my things at CEO Hayes at everything. That was like the way I signed off. How Pat the designer has. It was just CEO Hayes at everything. But let's go. BR says, Hayes, what if the next year we either have a lot of injuries again or we struggle making the playoffs? Would you want to see some huge moves? I'll say this, it depends on what the injuries are. If we have some huge injuries and the freak injuries again, you still may you may see more insurance be brought in. But if we struggle making the playoffs, like if we have a fall off, like we did the second half of this season, Billy Donovan's gone. And we may see some big cuts. Well, they may not have to make any super big cuts because DeMar's contract's up. I mean, not DeMar. Vooch's contract's up. DeMar has 1 year left on his contract. Maybe they do look to move DeMar at that point, just to see what they can get for him. But if we struggle at the end of the season like we did this season, having a historic fall off, heads are going to roll. Best believe AK and Eversley aren't going to let that slide for 2 seasons straight. Amit says, "No, Hayes, bro, I fuck with this Bulls channel the most." I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Alana says, "Off topic, y'all watching the final." Come on now, we basketball fans. We absolutely watching the finals. Come on now. I know Acme goal is to sign Zach for the max contract, but do you think they see him as a long-term asset for the Bulls? I don't. I think they're 20 steps ahead playing chess. No, I think that they see Zach as a player they're going to build around. I don't think there's any question with that. But I don't. But I'm sure that they have plans in place in case that they do eventually need to move off from Zach LaVine. Let's see if this bitch ass motherfucker Ricky's here permanently now. What's up, bitch? Can't hear shit you saying if you are talking. God knew to shut you up. Anybody who's just tuning in is probably like, why is Hayes talking to his guests this way? Ricky ain't a guest. Ricky's a whore. And I know he's talking, but we can't hear him. So I'm going to keep it moving. We'll see if Ricky can get his audio worked out. I don't know why he's trying to force it. Bro, we do live stream once a week. You got a thunderstorm. Just come on next week, bro. It's okay, man. It's okay. We don't really want to hear from you no way. You going to be in the chat tonight on Windy City Breeze? Probably not. Probably not. If I do, I'll pop in. But like consistently, probably not. Hayes, keep it real. That's all I know how to do. Listen, Ricky kidnapping people. That's what he doing. Like that motherfucker kidnapping people. Would you take a flyer on Markelle Fultz from Chi-Town Javier? No, he signed an extension. He's not a free agent anyway. But no, we don't need him. Not with Io and Caruso on the team. No, I wouldn't take a flyer on him. JPEG says, loving the draft videos, Hayes. Makes it hard to keep up to date with college ball in Australia. Keep up the great work. Well, JPEG, if I can help you guys, for those who I never even honestly thought about it from that standpoint, is the people who don't keep up with college basketball, the people who don't necessarily have access to college basketball like we do here in the States. Never really thought about it from that standpoint. So I guess having the highlights and everything would help with that too. So I just wanted to be extremely thorough in the way that I was doing it. But you just gave me a new perspective on that. Peace Hayes already said the Bulls need to hire you as the official blogger. That's from Watt Slice. Listen, if they had an official blogger, I would absolutely apply for it, but I'm sure it'll probably go to like one of the beat writers or something like that before it goes to me. I mean, I love doing this. Like the fact that I get to cover my favorite team and I'm doing it at this level is amazing to me. The fact that I even personally talked to Stacey King is crazy to me. Like that's the stuff that is like literally I'm living a dream right now. And Chicago Bears Central is taking off too now. Like that's really starting to get popping too. Like that's just crazy. That's wild to me, man. It's really wild. Let's see. Tonight is the first ever all-black announced team in the NBA Finals. That's crazy. That's wild to think about that, but hey, it definitely makes sense. I don't know what Ricky's doing. Like, I don't know what Ricky's doing. I can't hear shit. I can't hear. Can y'all hear Ricky? Because I can't hear Ricky. Steve-O says, Ricky! Prodigy 1983. Zach should sign soon to show what the direction of the Bulls and that he's the captain to build on. Well, he can't. Keep in mind, free agency doesn't even open up to July 1st, right? I think that's when contracts officially come up, and I can't remember when the official start of free agency is, but we're a long way still from him even being able to sign. So Steve-O says, Ricky, why the hell you look like he's in a Russian dungeon? He's definitely hiding from a Demigorgon. Ricky is in the upside down. That's what it is. Ricky is in the upside down. That's crazy. That's wild. Reginald Short. Hey Hayes, who do you think would be the better backup, Drummond or Aldridge? Who would you like to back up DeMar in free agency? I think Javonte Green's going to be the backup for DeMar, and I think that they're going to bring in maybe another 2/3. But I think Javonte, especially hearing that he's working on his offensive game, I think he's trying to make sure that he's the primary backup for DeMar DeRozan next season. I think that they bring in offense at the forward position, maybe another shooting guard, things like that. But I think Javonte is going to be that primary backup. As far as Drummond or Aldridge, the NBA is kind of slowly passing up Drummond being super effective. And then I look at it like you see players like Steven Adams not being able to be played in series. And I think that Drummond would fall on Drummond too. I think Aldridge is a player that you can play more frequently, especially even if players do go small ball. So I would say Aldridge for that reason. But that's my personal opinion. Could be wrong on that one too. Shy Bulls podcast says goals, my guy. Happy for you and Stacey King. Hey man, listen. Thank you. I would not have gotten here by myself. This is because of you guys. I keep telling y'all, listen, I could be one of those YouTubers like On Tap that literally sits there and YouTubes to themselves. Luckily, I'm not doing that because you guys fuck with me. So there you go. So you guys deserve as much as the success as I do. So, and I mean that. King Kufu says, yo Hayes, what's the take on the Jonathan Isaac trade? I suggest if you left it in this chat, I did not see it, so leave it for me again and I'll give you my take on it. We're getting ready to wind down the live stream too, but if you put it in there, I'll talk about it for you. I could have seen LaMelo and Lonzo play together and take a pick. No, that's not gonna. LaMelo, listen. Oh my Jesus, why do I spend time talking about this shit? Like, come on, man. Come on. And he says, don't worry, Hayes, I'm a Bear. Well, go and check out Chicago Bears Central then, brother. I don't know if you already subscribed, but we do drop episodes as a collective every Wednesday and Sunday. And I'm starting to drop more like off videos there too. I'm going to try to get Bobby to drop a solo video too. But as the season progresses, we may work on doing daily content there where it's not every single one of us because we are a team there. Hopefully we can drop daily content and one of us each takes a day to drop like our thoughts or something on something. So maybe that. We'll see. Mo Bamba would be nice to wanted him or Bobby Portis last offseason. Mo Bamba price was pretty low. He was getting no run with the Magic. He may be a free agent now. I don't expect this price to be super. Like that's the thing. Sometimes we look at players and we try to say, oh, I remember people at the beginning of the season. Oh, the Sixers are going to trade low on Ben Simmons. I'm like, there's no trading low on a player whose contract's that high. Plus, the Sixers then end up waiting. Like, I would not be surprised if Mo Bamba still signs a $9 to $10 million contract because he did have it. He's coming off his best season as a pro. He did flash a lot of promise, and the team may very well see that potential and want to give him $9 to $10 million. And at that point, is he priced outside the Bulls' range? So we'll see. I do like Mo Bamba, though. I like Mo Bamba a lot. Alana says, also, sorry, I know I'm out of the loop and this was hella long ago, but bro, what happened to the Suns? Why did they collapse like that, dude? Man, listen, that was fun to see, though. If you want Hayes to read your comment, drop a super chat. I would drop one, but YouTube on some BS right now. Well, Brandon LG, we already know you support the channel at a wild level, brother. So you ain't got nothing to worry about with that, man. Bobby Portis would help out. Oh, wait. Just like I've been doing draft coverage, wait till I get to my free agent prospects. We're going to have tons of fun with the free agent prospects, but Bobby Portis is absolutely on the list. Blah's in the building. Blah said, hey, it's been a while. I'm not worried at all about losing Zach. If Zach does go somewhere, there are hardly any teams to be able to sign him without us getting something for him, and I trust AK. Well, keep in mind, too, like the Blazers can clear enough space by renouncing rights. Now, it will make more sense if they're going to renounce those players to put them in the signing trade, but that's possible. The Spurs can get close to space also by renouncing rights. So it's not necessarily that renouncing rights is a game changer. Now, that does lose some freedom. And then also keep in mind, some teams by doing a sign and trade would hard cap themselves. So it would be difficult for them to fill out the rest of the roster if they did give up players. So it's not as hard as some people are thinking, but it's not as easy either. It's kind of like somewhere in the in-between place, but I still trust he's going to be back with the Bulls for sure. Julia says they messed up with Crazy Eyes, Bobby Portis. I disagree. People forget The Bulls did offer. They only traded him because he didn't take the extension. That's it. And keep in mind, too, the extension that the Bulls offered him, Bobby has still yet to sign a contract worth as much money as the contract that the Bulls front office offered him. They only traded him because he turned down an extension. He wanted to bet on himself, and it ended up not working. Because look at every deal he signed from then has been these 1 year, almost minimum deals. So really, he shot himself in the foot. Yes, the Bulls did lose out on a really good player, but you got to play the options at that point. Bobby Portis messed himself up by not accepting the extension. After he punched Mirotic in the face, he was firmly expected to be the Bulls, basically starting either center, backup, power forward once Larry came in, things like that. He didn't accept the extension, so they shipped him out. It's business, man. I don't think they messed up with Bobby. Chi-Town Javier says, who's in the worst spot going forward, the Suns or the Nets? I think the Nets. I've said that before, like that. I don't know. We really don't know. Like, there's talk about them not wanting to keep Kyrie. Like, if they do let go of Kyrie, who do they get back? The Ben Simmons thing. Like, that's just a difficult situation to be on. Hayes, remember though, bro, they gave Wendell new money. Who's talking about Wendell? We're talking about Bobby Portis, but I know Wendell. Like, Wendell was. Listen, Wendell is getting a lot of opportunity now in Magic that he would have never had to take shots. Wendell's not necessarily a better player. He's just a player that's taking better advantages of more opportunities. But looking at him play, I wouldn't say that Wendell's a markedly better player than what he was on the Bulls. And I don't think Wendell would have done better on the Bulls than Nikola Vucevic did this year. He would have probably had a better defensive season. But keep in mind, is the defender that Wendell was cracked up to be, he never really, that didn't necessarily show itself. It did in like the advanced stats. The Bulls were a better team defensively when he was on the court, but I don't know. I don't know. Zach want to win, and he wants what he thinks he deserves, which is the most money possible. Best option, stay with the Chicago Bulls. 100% agree. Oh, there he goes. Gio is in the building. Hayes, what up? Did EJ Liddell have a workout with the Bulls and could? Oh, well, EJ Liddell is projected to go late first round, early second round. So that's not falling to the Bulls. EJ Liddell will absolutely be there at number 18. Gafford deal as well. Keep in mind, Daniel Gafford signed a $13 million per year $1 million extension. He was never going to. If we would have signed Daniel Gafford to that deal, that means we would have either not had Lonzo, not had DeMar, especially with Zach LaVine probably getting a max contract. He was never going to get that money with the Chicago Bulls. He signed a 3-year, $42 million deal. He was never getting that with the Chicago Bulls. So if they didn't trade him, they would have lost him in restricted free agent beat, because if a team would have offered him that money, they would have technically been able to match, but they wouldn't have matched. You don't go that far into the luxury tax for a player like Daniel Gafford. So no, they did not mess up on the Daniel Gafford deal. In hindsight, looking at the things that we would have needed from a backup center, yes, Daniel Gafford would have brought that, but at that money, no. OG and Anobi, future Bull. I mean, hey, dream big, brother. Dream big. Who am I to tell you not to dream? First of all, y'all hit that like button. We're about to end the stream soon. I got to record Locked on Bulls. Y'all hit that like button, man. Peter C says the people whining about Zach LaVine max not realizing it's because he's been at Shy 6+ years, 30% over the salary cap, and most of the contracts that compare him to are back ended and they are above $50 million. Well, listen, Zach LaVine has earned that max contract. I don't care. Anybody who can be easily top 10 in scoring in the league, defensive woes aside, he's improved as a passer. He's one of the most efficient players in the league. Anybody who is a damn near 50, 40, 90 player, which is the elite marks in the NBA as far as offensive efficiency, they get the max, period. There's not a question about that. We need to stop having that conversation. People who complain about that don't really know basketball. Oh, okay. My bad. C&I plus. He says, hey, I'm talking about Are they going to double down after giving Wendell money and pay Bamba, not Portis, bro? Who though? Wait, Bamba, not Portis. You talking about the Magic? Are they going to double down after giving Wendell money and pay? I don't think they're going to pay. Are you talking about the Bulls? Like, I don't know what you're getting at with that. Like, I don't think the Magic are re-signing Mo Bamba if that's what you're getting at, brother. That 3-year, $40.2 million deal Gafford got was crazy. Exactly. Crazy. Troy Brown, what do you think we're gonna Troy Brown's gone. Like that. Let me be clear. He's only 22 years old, 23. But he's gone. Like that's period point blank. They may be able to turn him into a signing trade because he is technically a restricted free agent, but he's gone. He's not gonna be a Chicago Bull next year. It's not gonna happen. Ricky Fontaine says best prospects are in no order for the Bulls: Mark Williams, EJ Liddell, Tari Eason, Jeremy Sohan, Jalen Williams, Walker Kessler. Realistically, yes. And I'm doing a video on Jalen Williams tomorrow. What else? I've been watching Jalen Williams tape all day today. And by all day, I mean literally about 3 to 4 hours of my day has been watching tape on Jalen Williams. Kid's a hell of a player. That's what I'll say. Well, I won't step on my own content, but he's a hell of a player. Where do all these Zach to Dallas or Lakers rumors come from? Why would he pass a $50 million to be a role player? Well, keep in mind, in LA, that's a completely different situation, completely different beast, but it's not realistic, so it's not happening. Those rumors come from either Clutch Sports or people making up off-season content. Dallas actually makes sense. He won't be a role player in Dallas. He'll be a secondary player to Luka Doncic, but that's not a role player. He would be more than just a role player. If Brunson can get what he got as far as playing next to Larry, Zach LaVine would feast next to Larry, but I still don't think that makes sense. Let's see what else we got. Another one from G. Who would you like to pick up in free agency? Mo Bamba, who wouldn't be a bad backup center, or to Vooch if Marco not ready to go. Here's what I gotta see what the Bulls do in the draft first, because if they do end up drafting like a Mark Williams, if they do end up drafting some of these other big prospects, I don't think you go Bamba then. I think you go a more veteran senior at that point, but I don't think you go Mo Bamba at that point. I think Mo Bamba is the pick that you bring in if they end up drafting a wing guard. I think then you bring a Mo Bamba. If they bring in a hell of a talent, like I said, like a Mark Williams, like a Walker Kessler, especially Walker Kessler. If you bring in Walker Kessler, like Mo Bamba don't even need to look at the Chicago Bulls. Diabate as well as one. Like if you do that, you don't need to look at a Mo Bamba, in my opinion. Wait, you're telling me something I don't even know. Based on what we learned today about Zoe an hour or so ago, what happened? What came out with Zoe? Wait, what came out with Zoe? Because I've been on this stream for preparing for about that time. If something came out in the last hour, I would not have seen it. Hold on. Let me check my sources real quick. If you guys know, put it in the chat. Help me out. What came out about Zoe? I don't see anything credible, at least. All my credible sources I have like brought up in like a Google thing. They update automatically. I don't see anything credible out there. You would have to tell me, brother. He said nothing came. All right, I didn't think so. Like usually, like I got Google alerts set up for stuff. Like usually, if something happens, I find out. Oh, okay. Hold on. They said Lonzo might not be ready opening week from Darnell Mayberry. Hold up. Hold on. Let's see. I want to see how it's worded specifically. Do we got some breaking news? Dun, dun, dun. I don't have my soundboard over on this side of the studio. What's up with Lonzo Ball and Trevor listening? Will he be ready opening night? Oh, that it's the Athletic. I'm reading over it real quick. I think that's more of a speculation than a reporting that he may not be ready. I think that's speculation. So I don't think that it's him necessarily reporting saying, "Hey, I've heard Lonzo isn't going to be ready." I think that's more of a, "Hey, what if he isn't ready?" So I wouldn't say that that's necessarily breaking news. In my opinion. Appreciate you, Brandon LJ. Yeah, I just checked it out. That doesn't, and I skimmed over it, but that doesn't read to me like hey, somebody in the Chicago Bulls organization told me Lonzo may not be ready. It's more of a speculation because we don't even know that Lonzo's going to need a second surgery. Keep in mind that has not been officially announced. Now, if he does end up needing a second surgery and it happens late in the offseason, yeah, he may not be ready. But that reads as a speculation, not necessarily reporting on it for me. So yeah, you got to decipher sometimes these sources because people, like I said, people are searching for off-season content. Period. That's just the reality of it. And by searching for off-season content, they sensationalize headlines. The Athletic also is behind the paywall, so they're definitely going to post things like that and then click on it. And then when you go to the article, that's not even the first thing. So then, hey, let me get this free trial real quick. Let me get this initial month for $2.99. So yeah, keep in mind, don't worry about it. I say don't worry about it right now. As of right now, I wouldn't worry about it. For now, no, it's not happening. No, period. No, it's not happening. Why would we move P. Will? Y'all crazy. Listen, hey man, listen. This front, I'm telling y'all, like you can take this to the bank. And this isn't even me. Keep in mind, I'm not saying what Hayes would want or not, because it doesn't matter, because this is one of the things. Death, taxes, and AK and Eversley are not trading Patrick Williams anytime soon. Death, taxes, and AK and Eversley are not trading Pat Williams anytime soon. Those are three things that are guaranteed in life right now. It's not happening. Blah says moving P. Will is pretty tame for some of the ideas we've had in here. You are absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. People are just, listen. I said it before. The type of drugs that some of these people on are not readily available to the public. It's just not possible. They smoking some designer shit that we don't have access yet. I'm telling you guys, or it's bath salts. Motherfuckers doing bath salts and coming on YouTube live streams. Come on, man. I need y'all to do better. Exactly. And running and band work don't work for bone bruises. Time and rest is what he needs. Bulls trying to do too much with Zoe so quickly when he was about to make the playoffs. Well, I think they were trying to see how he responded to it. Keep in mind, it was never one of those things. When they said moved it 6 weeks, it was he will be reevaluated in 6 weeks to then decide when he can come back. It was never one of those things where, hey, we're trying to rush him to come back. It was, we're trying to see. And keep in mind too, it did come out that Lonzo was the one pushing for that. I think the front office was ready to shut Lonzo down early on. Lonzo was pushing to try to come back by the playoffs, not the front office trying to do that to him. I'm telling y'all, it's bath salts. It gotta be, or some designer shit. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right, I got something else to announce before we go. So this is not anything that's coming immediately. I'm going to try to get it up and running by the start of the season. Again, not anything coming immediately, so don't get to blowing me up, but excited to announce this because I'm tired of the way, and this Darnell Mulberry thing coming up is a perfect time to segue into it. I'm tired of the way that Chicago sports are covered. I'm tired of the sensationalism. I'm tired of the bullshit ass headlines. I'm tired of the cash grabs. I'm tired of everything. I'm tired of the way that my favorite teams are represented by so much of these platforms and these national media platforms. So much like Chicago Bulls Central, much like Chicago Bears Central, we will be starting Chicago Sports Central as a website. I have a bunch of writers lined up. They're actually going to be writing on the website covering all Chicago teams. We'll see if we can bring on any other. I don't have time to do any other podcasts, but we'll see if we can bring on podcasts to also be to the side of that. The people who can do White Sox, the people who can do the Chicago Fire, the people who can do Cubs. ChicagoSportsCentral.com is coming. And when it comes, we're launching with 5 writers covering your favorite teams. You're going to have daily content there written. You're going to have daily podcasts from the podcasts that we do have, which is Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central. And ShySportsCentral.com is going to be one of the most integral as far as like having the integrity in the coverage of the Chicago Bulls, of the Chicago sports. So that's our next venture. I'm going to try to get it ready and get it ready to go by the start of the next basketball season. But it's coming. It's coming fiercely. And we taking everything to the next level. Much like Chicago Bulls Central came out, hit the gates firing, Chicago Bears Central off to a little bit of a slower start, but we started Chicago Bears Central 7 months before the season started. So that makes sense. But it's coming. We got this. And that's what it is. So I've already lined up a bunch of writers that have reached out to me. And that's just what it boils down to, man. I want my teams, I want my city, even though technically my dad's city, I never lived there, to be represented in a way that is respectful to the city of Chicago. So ShySports.com, ShySportsCentral.com, if I can say it right, is coming. And when it comes, I guarantee you guys it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. And so that is a way, that is a great way to just kind of end this live stream. Be on the lookout for that. I can't wait. Amit, yes, you can absolutely hit me up on any social media platform at CEO Hayes. So make sure you do that. But yeah, that's it, man. And I just like the way that you see how we cover it here, how we cover it over the Chicago Bears, how I don't do any of the fluff. I don't do any of the bullshit, basically. It's all Chicago sports, no fluff, no frills, just coverage. And it's coming. And I can't wait to bring it to you guys. But that is it for this live stream. Thank you for joining it. This is our biggest off-season live stream thus far. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe as well. You can follow the podcast at, hold on, let me do it officially. You know, when I'm on the live stream, I got to do it officially. You can follow the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail to be played on the mailbag episodes that air every Saturday, you can do so at 773-270-2799. Thank you guys for your love. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for getting us to where we can even talk about Shy Sports Central being a thing. But it's coming, and I love you guys. Peace, y'all.